Dealing with an autoimmune disease, such as lupus, is definitely not easy, as I can definitely say. It's a bit difficult. I mean, having an autoimmune disease that essentially, what is it? Oh, that attacks your immune system. Sorry. Having an autoimmune disease that attacks your immune system and your healthy cells is definitely not easy. For those of you who don't know, last year in September I was diagnosed with having systemic lupus erythematosus. And I, for one, can say that it's not easy. Not that you can really tell, but I mean, in some of my older videos, you can't see as much as my collarbone as you can now. But I have lost a little bit of weight, and I've gained a little bit back. But having this autoimmune disease is definitely not easy. I can say that. I had planned some things to say, but I sort of just kind of did this on the spot too. Sorry. Having lupus definitely is not easy for me to deal with. There's not much I can do now. I mean, there is, but there isn't. Some autofluorescent lights, such as you can see above, or even sunlight, can cause me to have what's called a lupus flare-up. I've had one of those before. Today I was feeling a bit nauseous and just horrible. Sorry, I keep yawning. But yeah, it's almost been a year ago that I was diagnosed with this disease. It certainly has not been easy. Some days my energy is completely gone, and I sleep. I will sleep like 2 or 3 hours during the day at a time, depending. It could be once, twice, maybe 3 times a day for maybe an hour and a half at most. But I was fine 10 minutes ago and I keep yawning. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, living with lupus is definitely not easy. It hasn't been easy, as it's been almost a year that I've been diagnosed. Last July is when I began getting sick, sadly. And I was working at the time, and I didn't really notice, and man, I haven't been feeling good, and there was a day or two where I couldn't keep anything, even the smallest sip of water. I couldn't keep that down at all. I would go a day without eating or drinking, laying in my bed here, just feeling completely horrible. My body temperature does fluctuate. It goes up and down. Sorry, I keep yawning. I wasn't yawning 5 minutes, before this video, but now I am. Anyways, this autoimmune disease, yeah, is definitely not something. How was I? In case you're wondering how I was able to find out, they tested me for it, and it turns out, I ended up testing positive for it by a blood test, which now they're able to determine that's how you can test for lupus now, as of recently. In years past, it was pretty much like how you would guess for the fibromyalgia, Some days you might have pain here and there, which I was also diagnosed supposedly with having, but anyways, there's a lot of I go through migraines, muscle aches, muscle spasms, yeah, none of it's fun, but anyways, I'm sorry, I keep repeating the same thing. You do have to limit your sunlight and autofluorescent light exposure. and to prevent getting flare-ups, which I've had once before. It's not fun. The disease attacks your autoimmune system, so your immune system can't fight off sicknesses like the cold, viruses. Every hit your immune system takes from this disease is really not good. It could go from like my lips. My lips. I don't know if you can tell in this light, but the collagen in my lips is really, really bad. The skin of my lips here is really decreased, and it's my skin, like the collagen in my lips is basically, well, sort of like dying. And the rest of my immune system and body, including my internal organs, are at susceptible risk for damage, if not worse, from this disease, which, sadly there's no cure for it yet, but, you can take certain medications for it. You know, there's, anti-malaria ones that I was taking, but it just causes these wart-like things all over my hands. I don't know if you can see. Here, I'm going to try holding the camera with my feet or my legs, so you can kind of see. I have little warts here. You can kind of see them there, and then I have one here, and I had one here on my hand, or like here. I just get them like all over my hand and my hands, and so essentially, there's not really much I can do. You know, I mean, I stopped the medication within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of getting it within March. First day I could not see. First day I couldn't see anything. Like people, like the walls, white walls had a sort of like this is kind of weird, but they had like a comic book, like scenery, like people were covered with little dots, sort of like that, not more circle like you'd seen the old Spider-Man Marvel comic books, you know. And people had like a reddish tint. Walls had like this sort of greenish color to it. Everything was like designed and like I got like super close to a mirror, and I'm like trying to see my eyes. You know, my eyes look normal, but visually I was like kind of, it was weird. Basically, I can explain it. I was seeing like how you would see like pop art in an old comic, you know. But yeah, anyways, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed last year in September 2016 as having the autoimmune disease Systemic Lupus Erythematosus, otherwise shortly known as SLE. Yeah, it's a bit brutal, but you know, whatever. I mean, I'm just living each day as I can. I do what I can sometimes. I go to town maybe one to two times with my mom. Sometimes I'll come home and I'm like, I have to go down to my room and go to sleep because I'm exhausted. Because I'm like completely worn out. Fatigue is like taking over me, and I'm like, I gotta sleep. But anyway, if this video can help somebody out there, then I'm glad I did make it. So if you're out there and you're struggling with lupus, please know you're not alone. And thank you all for watching my video. I don't know if you were aware of this in the past, but yeah. Comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you have liked my videos. I'm going to be doing more videos personally about me, I guess, more details and stuff. But anyways, yeah. Please share this video with a friend or family member. Give this video a thumbs up. Just give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and bye.